Morning, AYS. What is happening? What is happening? What a long night last night was. What a long night last night was when LSU took on the Zags. Oh, boy. You know, I'm not a smart man. And I'll come out the gate telling you I'm not a smart man. But let me tell you what I am, though. I'm not a complete idiot either. And I don't think that I would ever start a kid who's only had 2 starts in his career. 2 starts in his career. And then when you hit a regional, you throw him in at second base. That is the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. Will Safford might be a good player. He might one day be a good kid. Right now, he's not good enough to go out there and play. Anyway. All right, guys. This is the AYS Morning Show. As we do every Saturday morning, we get to all of your comments. We talk about them. We go from there. We have a good time. It's more of a relaxed episode. I need everybody to do us a favor. Hit that like, hit that share it to some groups. Nookie said, but did the camera get some rest? It did. I'm going to have to, I figured out I'm going to have to probably go get a new camera and use it and do a new camera. And then that way it just doesn't go out. If I don't have a camera, I can't go live. Adam Contreras says we are live. Ryan Guidry says good morning, and we are live. Brian Viator says good morning, and we are live. So does Danny. So does Sam. Adam says back against the wall today. Let's go. That is true. That is true. All right, we're going to get to all of your comments. Again, hit the like and share it to some groups. Before we get started, we do got to pay the bills around this place, and none better than our good friends over at betonline.ag. Guys, head on over to betonline.ag, the fastest and easiest way to get all of your bets on your mobile device. BetOnline has you covered for all the news, scores, odds, and updates. It's the best way for you to place all those bets, and the best thing is it's free to sign up. Head on over to the website, betonline.ag, use that mobile device, and get your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Let them know your good friend, Mr. Blake Ruffino at AYS, sent you on by. betonline.ag, betonline.ag. All right. Let's see. John Ditch, my good friend, says, good morning. Good morning, sir. I'm going to tell you, man, I don't do this ever. I do it for basketball, though. If LSU basketball is getting blown out, I'll go to bed. I almost went and laid down last night and went to bed. I was so frustrated. Guys, 18 straight innings. 18 straight innings. LSU has not scored a run. 18. You have guys like Trey Morgan, Gavin Dugas, Dylan Cruz. I even throw K. Doty in there, and you can't score a run in 2 games. Some of it I feel like is I know a lot of people want to blame it on Paul. It's not all on Paul. It's not all on Paul. The guy's approaches at the plate is shit. Everybody's trying to pull the ball. Everybody's trying to hit the ball out of the yard. At some point, these kids have to sit back and say, it is not about me. Let's take the ball the other way. Let's get on base. Look, nothing's changed from the approach. Everybody blames Eddie Smith, the LSU hitting coach. But tell me what the I would love to know about the approach. I mean, we haven't seen anything different from a Paul Mainieri team of late that Eddie Smith, I don't think Eddie Smith's really done anything. I mean, they haven't listened to him. So why? I mean, I don't know if I put all this on Eddie Smith. I mean, and I'm not necessarily going to put it all on Paul Mainieri. I mean, look, Kay Beloso. At some point, you come in a couple times. At some point, make a freaking adjustment. Sanford comes in and DHs. At some point, make a freaking adjustment, kid. Make an adjustment. Jeez and Pete. PCG on YouTube says it was painful to watch. That was PCG. It was painful. Sam Began says we're a basketball school just beat us. Ron says good morning. Good morning, sir. Ryan says with baseball and last day in Orlando, what is more depressing? Last day in Orlando, because this team's been depressing you all day long. Carly says, Councilman Carly King says, I look tired. Yeah, I'm tired. I mean, look, we were up late last night. We were up really late last night. I am tired. But I got to get that cup of coffee. I'm good. I might look some kind of way. See, I can't always look presentable on camera. I can't always look my best. I can't have my best Sundays on. Carly says, yep, for nothing. True. PCG says, what happened with Tristan Lee that is causing all these issues? I'm gonna wait on that one. Let me just say this, something minor. I mean, I would some people would get mad. I mean, just know that just know if we all knew, I think you would be okay with James. You'd be like, man, that shit. How do you fire James Craig for that? It's nothing, James. Let me say this: James Craig didn't purposely break something. He didn't purposely go out there and try to do something and break a violation. A little of this was out of his control. Jonathan Satoon says, Alan Dunn, it's time to go. Yeah, it's been time to go for Dunn. It's been time to go. He walks out there. Y'all notice him when he walks out there to the mound and he moves those hands, he moves his arms like that, like he's in aerobics class, like he just left the class with Richard Simmons, right? Like, Jesus Christ. Glad the hitting coach is gone next year. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like hitting is a lot of things too. I feel like a hitting coach makes you give you minor tips and adjustments, but guys, it's not their fault they're trying to pull the ball. I mean, guys, think about this. Bases loaded. And DiGiacomo's trying to go deep in center. I mean, I get DiGiacomo's trying to get some stuff moving. Man, get a base hit. Don't worry about going yard. Adam says, I would love to see a batter replay on that triple. Yeah, I know you were saying last night you thought it was a home run. I didn't see it personally. I just didn't see it. I thought it was just a triple. And I feel like everybody would be freaking out if it was a home run too. Todd said, I've been over this baseball team to a Q and a Q, be done with it. Let's get on to football. Yeah, I mean, it won't be long before we get to football. It might be as easy as today. Guys, we can be having a Monday show where we recap a little bit of baseball, to thank Paul Mainieri for all he's done, and we're done. That's just how quick this can be over for Paul. That is one thing I kind of hate it for him for. It's like they're not even fighting. Like it seems like this team is moving in quicksand. Like they're trying to get out of quicksand. Like they can't get out of their own way. Uh, some of this is his fault, though. I mean, the simple fact that there were multitudes of double plays that were and balls that were hit to second base. Look, Safford did a good. Let me say this: Safford did a good job at getting to the ball. Sometimes getting the ball, but he remember the throw that he had to Trey Morgan that was in the dirt. He had a multitude of time to do that. We got really nervous and he dirtballed it. Do you remember he makes the little play? And look, Blakey's got a dive. He's also 5'2", man. He's also really short. He's a really short kid. So he gets the ball and then his glasses fall off, and then he's trying to turn a double play. I mean, and there's a reason why Jordan Thompson, or if you remember the one time that he had that double play earlier in the game, he's telling like, "Move, little boy. I'm about to roll this by myself. Move, little boy." So I'm not. It's just been stuff like that. Now, Paul has tinkered in his entire career, but I don't feel like he's tinkered like this. Not like this. Carly says, "Yep, for nothing." 3 o'clock game today. I will get some sleep tonight. Yeah, probably so. Carly says I'm still sexy. Well, I appreciate that. I might tell my wife, Megan, people think I'm still sexy. Let's see, guys. You can do the hashtag ads Blake in there too. But look, too many bases loaded. They can't get hit. I mean, it's just so much shit that they've done. I mean, man, if they're gonna throw you the ball, if they're gonna pitch you middle away, take the ball the other way, man. Take the ball the other way. Sit back, get deep, and then take the ball the other way. It's like that this team has no concept of that. By the way, did y'all see Tennessee's walk-off grand slam? And y'all wonder why I want the Italian known as Tony Vitello, the Italian stallion. I had somebody, I think I told you guys this. I had somebody message me telling me that I guess they didn't realize I was Italian, right? So I had somebody message me and say, we can't have another Italian that's the head coach of our baseball team. And I said, well, why is that? And they're like, well, you don't want him to run it like this is 1940s New York Mafia. And I'm like, actually, 1940s New York Mafia, you kind of do, because that's when everybody was making money. I mean, you kind of do want them to do that. Don't send me racist Italian jokes. They're not funny. They're not funny. People can say, I had somebody the other day say, hey, how'd your day go? Don't tell me that kind of stuff. Robert Plaisant says, I have a feeling a new coach gonna, I guess that's what you're trying to say, gonna clean house and get his players. He's going to clean house from a coaching staff. I don't know how much he's going to clean staff from I don't know how much he's going to clean staff from a player's perspective. I mean, look, he's got some. Here's what's crazy too, man, is that LSU at one point, if you remember when they had Fowler in the game pitching, who I thought did a really damn good job. People have been ripping me about keeping Fowler. You had Trey Morgan at first, you had Safford at second, you had Thompson at first, and then you had Cruz in right. Guys, there's 9 guys that go out there and play. 9 guys that go out there and play, and 5 of them were true freshmen. Young team, man. A very young team. And this is not a season that you want to be young in, regardless. BR Laxdad says LSU baseball hasn't hit worth a crap since Canizero left. That's a little true. Jonathan Satoon says, put them back on T-drills. Brandon says, hey, what up, Blake? I'm ready for football season at this point. Yeah, I am too. Trust me, I've been past ready. Paul Brown says, hey, Blake, good morning. I have a dark horse coach who is awesome. Dan Hefter, Baptist, Dallas Baptist. Guy can coach. Yeah, let's talk. And my brother says, 2 minute, Brett Ruffino says, Too many worried about launch angles and exit velocities instead of playing true game of baseball. I agree with that. I agree with that. Oh my God, the ball came off the bat 107 miles an hour, but don't mean two Rudy Poos if it's an out. Means nothing when it's an out. It means nothing when you can't score runs. I mean, I know that we haven't scored a run in the last 18 innings, the last two games, but I wonder if it's like 2021 or whatever. I should have looked this up. I mean, in the game before, how many runs did they not score then? Nookie says, "Can you imagine this team catching fire and winning the next 4 games and not to get to Knoxville?" Sadly, I can't either. No, I can't. I can't. Jamie Hodges on Facebook Live says, #AskBlake, do you think do we still go after Vitello? Yes. Or is O'Sullivan the guy? I have a feeling that O'Sullivan is look, until Kevin O'Sullivan says no. There's a feeling that Kevin O'Sullivan will be the guy. But a lot of people are out there saying the deal's signed, the deal's done. Look, the deal's never done. The deal's never done. Never. I mean, LSU will let you know when the deal's done. And look, I'll give Scott Weber credit. He's got it more tight-lipped over there than anybody. It's not like in my days before Scott Woodward with Joe Oliva. God, they ran everything. They couldn't keep their mouth shut. Jamie says, word is Tennessee's going to throw the bank. Of course they are, and why wouldn't they? I mean, it's the only thing that wins. It's the only thing that's winning. Chris Boudreaux says, do you think Paul Mainieri changes up the lineup this afternoon? He better, Chris. I mean, he better. He better. I mean, if you keep, what are you going to keep Safford in for now? What you going to keep what you going to put Sanford in the lineup for? I mean, I really don't understand. Like, I really don't understand why they took out Bianco. I get that he went 0 for 6 in his last 6 plate appearances. But guys, ever since he's been in the starting lineup, he's hitting over 300. Guys, we have 2 guys in the lineup that combined aren't hitting over 200. Guys, think about that. We have 2 guys in the lineup combined not hitting over 200, and we're thinking that's okay. He played on a turf field, though, Blake. He played on a turf field. I don't give 2 shits what the kid played for. Kid's hitting below 100, guys. Below 100. And then not only do you play the kid, you put him in the damn 6-hole above Jordan Thompson. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Probably tinkers too much. Chris Barnhill says Vitello. I want Tony Vitello as my next coach. I'm not a big Kevin O'Sullivan fan. He doesn't move. I mean, I get it. He got in the last. I mean, Florida has gotten to 7 of the last 10 College World Series. The problem with me with that, though, is, I get that he's gotten there. He's only won one of them. And it was against us. Chris Barnhill says people who bring race into things are, but they did. Justin says if LSU loses out and Florida loses out, then we have our next head coach. That's more than likely going to be true. Kenny says Rudy Poo performance last night. It's more than a Rudy Poo performance. It's worse than Rudy Poo. It's well worse than Rudy Poo, guys. It's well worse than Rudy Poo. And here's the crazy thing. all week you had people on radio and other places justifying Safford starting at second base. You had people justifying this kid starting at second. Let me say this one more time. You had Rudy Poos out here justifying a kid that's not hitting above 100 going out there and playing a damn baseball game. Stop being, guys, do we really understand what we're listening to and what we're watching? That's like me saying I have a completion percentage, a quarterback, a completion percentage of over under 40%. And you know what? I should be a starter. Actually, it's worse than that. I can't complete 1 of 10 passes. It's the stupidest shit ever. Let's see. Blaine says that was the dumbest lineup ever. Totally don't get it. I don't either. Look, I get that Paul is going out on his sword. I get that. Look, so a little bit of this, I feel like, you know what, man, it's not my legacy. His legacy is already written, by the way, but it's not how I'm ending. So let him go out there and do it, guys. But with the respect, I mean, he started a kid that played on a turf field in high school, so that's his justification. That's his justification. I mean, I gave the comparison last night on Twitter, and I'm going to say it here this morning. I played on a turf field at Southeastern. We played on turf field. What's funny enough is that the Saints gave us their old turf field, and that's what we played on. So I played on the old Saints turf at Southeastern in Strawberry Stadium. So I guess by that logic, I should have been drafted first, or I should have been drafted by the Saints to go play football because I played on their turf. So I know how it feels to play on their home turf. I know exactly how it feels. So why don't I get drafted by the Saints? Why don't I become a free agent? Very quickly. Number one, I'm not good enough. I was never good enough. Okay. Number two, they would have killed me. I'm just saying that is the kind of logic I feel that people on these radio stations are running out here with. And when they're saying, well, he played on a turf field at U High, I don't give a shit if the kid, what he did at U High. I don't, guys, I don't care what kids did in high school or before. When you're in a playoff series, it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything. You throwing 99 miles an hour in high school means nothing to me. Tyler Lax Bayou says they did Bianco dirty. I think we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to say they did him dirty necessarily, but he should have been playing. And I can't believe I'm going to say this. If they don't have Bianco in the lineup today, then something's wrong. Tony Tubet says team hasn't hit good pitching all year. Don't know why people are shocked they got 4 hits. Because I think, Tony, because you have here late on the season they hit some good pitching. I mean, you do have a guy in your lineup with 16 home runs and 60 RBIs, and you have a guy that allegedly in Dylan Cruz is the best player not drafted to come to college. And but again, you want to know why you're not hitting good pitching and you only got 4 hits? I mean, a lineup is a big deal. You got Giovanni DiGiacomo, Thompson, Thompson. No, it wasn't even Thompson. You got Gio, then you had Safford, I think it was. I mean, you got 3 guys outside of Thompson. Everybody at the bottom of that lineup can't hit. Let me tell you this too. I like Alex Milazzo. I think he's a good catcher. I like him. I think he's a good kid. He can't hit. He can't hit. And guys, in today's game, if you can't hit, I get that he's a great defensive player. And remember during the season, people were trying to justify Alex Milazzo is going to be playing in the major leagues. Like not double A, triple A. Like this kid's going to be playing in the major leagues because of his defense, brother. I'm going to tell you guys something right now. If you can't hit, I mean, I, I I've asked coaches in my family, hey coaches, I, if this kid can't hit, then what are you doing? Now I know catcher gets a little latitude at some point because he's not hitting over the Mendoza line. Nobody on this bottom of this lineup can hit, and then it takes everything to carry off of the top of the lineup. It's ridiculous. So we'll see. We'll see. Carl the Cat done. Carl, I'm sorry I missed your text last night, brother. It's a long night, my friend. He says the most embarrassing moment in LSU regional history. We've had some really bad moments. Stony Brook getting torched by Rice, but this one tops it. Yeah, it's one of the worst. It's definitely one of the worst under the Paul Mainieri era. That's for sure. I mean, look, they lost to Coastal Carolina and Stony Brook. I mean, look, those teams made the World Series. I'm not gonna, but last night, I mean, come on. Blaine says, was Paul giving us all a collective FU with that crap lineup? I don't know about that. I mean, because I feel like Paul wants to win it. I mean, this is last year coaching. I feel like he wants to win it. Here comes my camera again. God bless it. Come on. Come on, camera. Get me through. Get me through. Kenny says, I don't think LSU wins today. I think they have appeared to pack it in. Maybe. That'd be a shitty way for Paul to go out, man. But, and I'm going to say this. A lot of people have been asking me about Nolan Cain. Guys, you're missing high-level recruits in your state. If he's a recruiting coordinator, you're losing high-level caliber kids, and they're not even going to other schools. I would understand if a kid from Lake Charles went to Texas. I don't understand a kid from Lake Charles going to Mississippi State with the Cowbells. That's what I don't get. So, Nolan Cain, get ready, my brother. Nookie says, preach. I appreciate you. Jonathan says, I think Tennessee coach would do well at LSU. He's a young guy with some fire in him. Yeah, he is. Preston says, after Dylan Cruz, maybe Dugas, this lineup is garbage, are going to make me throw up. Yeah, and look, I mean, I said this on the show last night. Central Connecticut can hit. I thought the ball was going to be able to travel in that stadium last night. I mean, look, there was nothing that showed me that ball doesn't travel. I mean, there was balls traveling all over the place. But LSU just is going to LSU, man. They're going to LSU. So, Charles Rees says there's only one guy you can sacrifice an out for, and it be Milazzo. You can improve. That's on coaching. Shoot, Stevenson couldn't hit at LSU. Well, he certainly couldn't hit early, meaning Stevenson, but he got better. But I agree with you. I'm okay with. I kind of come to the realization, whatever. I'm okay with Milazzo in there, and that's why I haven't been bitching about him, because he might get a hit here and there. But what you cannot do. You can't put a lineup together where you have two guys that don't hit over 200 combined. That you can't do. That you cannot do. This is not the time to be experimenting with a kid that's got 30 plus at bats right now and is not really a good fielder. Guys, he's playing on a turf field. Well, he looked like his butthole was so tight you couldn't fit a greased BB in that thing. That's how scared that kid was last night. And I'm gonna be a little honest. I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm getting sick and tired as an LSU guy of losing. But I'm a competitor. I just don't like to lose, man. Robert Plaisant says Cruz got to get better hitting breaking balls and off-speed pitches. Yeah, David says, I told you our best lineup we win may be the 2-0 in the barbecue. I don't know what that means. Chris Barnhill says LSU hasn't developed hitters since Canizero left. Nookie says Central Connecticut can hit. Today is no given. No, it's not even close. It's not even close. And look, I know Tennessee walked it off last night against Wright State, but they were also leading. Let's not act like my audio's Rudy Poo. Is it really? Guys, let me know if my audio's bad. Let me know if my audio's bad. Damn. Let me see. Is my audio really bad? Somebody give me a heads up in here. Somebody give me okay. Audio fine here, fine here, fine here. Audio's fine. Okay. Well, Hunter, I'm sorry, brother. I don't know. Everybody's saying the audio's fine. Okay. But yeah, as Nookie said, it's not a given. Jacob Cole says it's a horrible way for Paul to go out, but respectfully, he's retiring for a reason. That's true. That's true. And Jacob Cole says, I'm definitely going to have to remember that BB analogy. It's true, man. Guys, let me tell you something. I could tell you some stories. Blake is struggling, says Carl the Cat. Audio is good. No, I'm worried about, we're doing, like I told you, if you missed it last night, we're doing, some renovations here soon. After this, all these renovations are done. I'm getting a new studio and I'm having to move stuff around and stuff just gets, we got a generator right now. So we just installed a generator and it's, anyway, so like the camera last night, and I'm like, man, is audio going out on me now too? Because it's just me in this thing right now. I'm gonna give me like who's that guy with Joe Rogan? Jamie. I'm gonna give me one of these days. I'm gonna give me one a Jamie. Hey Jamie, can you do this? Got to pay a guy like that handsomely though. Jacob Cole says, I'm going to remember the BB analogy. Man, I had some coaches tell me some crazy stuff when that's one of them. He told me that one time. He told me that he felt like I was so slow that sloths that worked at the DMV move faster than me. Dude, I could write a book. How I'm not in a mental institution from the verbal abuse that I took from coaches, bro. I don't know. Ryan Mayer says, good morning, sir. David says, I could watch hitting for free and do it better at teaching that art. Well, I'm not saying this towards you, David. Hitting is hard. Let's not act like it's easy because it's a hard thing to do. It's a very hard thing to do. But you're taking a round ball and a round bat and you got to square it up. I mean, it's not easy, but I mean, you're supposed to be the pinnacle of college baseball. The pinnacle. Spike McCullough, Mr. Spike McCullough says audio is good. I appreciate that, my friend. Good to see you. I hadn't seen you in a while, my friend. Charles Reese says at least these expectations weren't great for last night, and today will tell that pitcher is good, but still didn't put your best lineup to try to make something happen. I agree with that. Guys need to stop evaluating the ball or elevating the ball and put the ball on the ground. Well, they definitely need to get on the top half of the ball. They need to start trying to just drive the ball. Stop trying to launch that son of a bitch out of here. They're playing. Here's the truth, and they've been doing this for about 3 weeks. Yeah, a little bit about 3 weeks. They're playing selfish baseball, very selfish baseball. I don't care. Charles Reed says LSU sold their soul to win the Natty in 2019. Yeah, probably so. I got to show you guys this painting. Remind me one day, guys, to show you this painting I got of Joe Burrow. It's going to be going up in my new office for the new studio. It's amazing. Justin says Blake partied too hard at the Sicilian Festival last night. Justin, actually, I didn't, man. Actually, I didn't go. I was watching. I'm not, dude. I don't know. I mean, what did we go to bed 12:30 last night, and then I got to come in here and set everything up. I got like 6 hours worth of sleep. So I mean, it's and the loss, so which makes me mad. A couple more of them we'll get on out here. Hey, buddy. Tyler says, do you think Eddie Smith left because he saw the writing on the wall, or did he want to be a head coach? Well, yeah, he saw the writing on the wall. Paul Mainieri announced retirement. Benjamin. Oh, my little buddy. Hey. Oh, mwah. Good morning, buddy. What you doing? What you doing? You got your Batman clothes on? Say hey. No, you don't touch that. Say hey. Tell him hey. Look right here. Say hey. Hey. Did you sleep good? Your breakfast good? Give me a kiss. Hey, what's a lion say? What's a cow say? What's a snake say? What's a sheep say? Bah. What's Ben say? What does Ben say? What's a tiger say? Rah. What's a horsey say? Yay. Love you. Bye. Love you. Hey, are you being good for your mommy? Yeah. Love you. Dude, it's so weird to see him on one of our first episodes. So what episode are we in? Guys, we're at episode 260. It's funny seeing him at episode 1 from the relaunch to seeing him now. So crazy. So crazy. As Ryan says, good morning, Ben. Thank you, guys. Charles says, love the podcast, uncut and unscripted. Pretty much. I mean, especially on Saturdays. Especially on Saturday mornings. Jacob says LSU's been swinging for the stands with 2 strikes all season. Drives me nuts. Yeah, just put the ball in play. Put the ball in play. Errors and stuff will happen if you put the ball in play. And David says hitting is easy if you simplify it. See ball, hit ball. It's not easy. It's not, hitting is not easy. Drew Brees is a Hall of Famer because he completed 70% of his passes. You in basketball have to be good and hit about 50% of your shots. In baseball, there's a reason you're a Hall of Famer if you hit 3 out of 10, get 3 out of 10 hits. It's not easy. It's not easy at all. Blake says, I don't think I'll ever understand starting Cranford and Safford. Cranford, that's it. And Safford. I kept calling him Sanford. In the 2 biggest games this year. Yeah, I don't. Rudy Poo. John says the game has passed him by years ago. It has that feeling. It has that feeling. Darren Reeves says LSU needs to learn to protect the plate and battle instead of looking for the perfect pitch to launch. I agree with that too. You're not going to get perfect pitches. Again, we saw Gonzaga last night, and we saw Stony Brook do this to LSU. We saw multiple teams. And look, we see Vandy doing this. We see, I mean, you got guys out here that say never bunt, and then Vandy has runners on second and third, and they're bunting, and then they score a run, and then they get so much momentum, and they don't stop. I mean, it's ridiculous. Hey, buddy. Everybody said they loved seeing you this morning. Bye. Hey. Batman. Darren says, Big Ben, future O-lineman, going to be better than his daddy, Rockstar. True. Hopefully he's a quarterback or left tackle or makes a lot of money. He loves baseball, man. He loves baseball. Loves baseball. Philip Rose says, "Hey Blake, will you talk about Greg Davis today? Last night you didn't get a chance to discuss him. Thanks." Yeah, I thought we did. And we're not talking about Greg Davis. We're talking about Brad Davis. Look, I think it's an upgrade. I think it's an upgrade from James Craig in a lot of different ways. I think it's a hell of a way for you to it's just a hell of a way for you to expand and get a guy that's a technician, get a guy that can recruit, and a guy that's from Baton Rouge. That doesn't come along very often. I like James Craig. I thought he did some good stuff. I thought James Craig was a damn good technician when it comes to teaching and developing. Again, offensive line's not something that's easy to develop. It's not easy to develop. I will say this, though. I do think that James was a really tough it was hard for him to recruit, and I think that Brad Davis will be a better recruiter. And here's the truth. He's got a lot more experience in the SEC of recruiting. Good technician. A lot of guys that were recruited by him. He's been around the SEC. He's been at Florida. He's been in Arkansas. He knows the game. He knows the SEC. And he's going to be a very good O-line coach. I'm really excited. And look, you had 2 5-star guys saying yesterday on a recruiting visit to LSU that they love that Brad Davis is the new O-line coach. That's going to change some shit up. Hey, brother. And another thing, too. LSU has known this for a while that they're going to that James Craig was going to be let go. It was just how they're going to just depends on how they were going to do it. So I like it. I think it's an explosive. I mean, to be able to go boom, boom like that. I think Brad Davis has been in these kind of offenses before. He was with one literally last year in Kendall Briles that runs a lot of RPOs. He knows this game. He knows what to do. I have no problem. I have no doubt in my mind the LSU O-line will be fine. They'll be fine. So Nookie says converting a run scoring wild pitch into a hit by pitch was a brand new way to fail. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hitting in baseball is definitely not easy. Blake Ruffino played sport before. No, it's not easy. You're taking a round ball and a round bat and you're trying to square it up. It's not easy. You're a Hall of Famer if you get 3 out of 10 hits. It's not easy. It's one of the hardest things to do in sports. Guys, you have a 97-mile-an-hour fastball coming at you. It's not easy. They make it look easy. That's the crazy thing. Carl Dunn says the next staff definitely needs a real hitting coach. My personal choice is Jason Williams. We're talking about white chocolate Jason Williams? You know what I'm talking about? Basketball, Sacramento Jason Williams? You're talking about and one Jason Williams? All right, a couple more. We're getting out of here. Mark says, teach Ben to be a long snapper. I really think LSU upgraded O-line coach. I think it's an upgrade too. Margaret says, so you think O'Sullivan will be our next baseball coach? I think there's a chance. I think there's a really good chance, especially if he loses today. I think it's a really good chance. Let me tell you something. Kevin O'Sullivan can be a better dude. I mean, look, they gave him 6. Let me tell you something about Kevin O'Sullivan. They gave Kevin O'Sullivan a $65 million stadium. $65 million. Who do you think you kidnapped? Chelsea Clinton? And he's bitching that they didn't give him any money. Guys, come on. I mean, and girls, come on. I mean, how narcissistic do you got to be to think that the Florida's not giving you money when they just built a $65 million stadium? It's so what? Like, what do you want now? I mean, guys, geez and peace, bro. C. King says LSU has the best skills in the country. If you can start producing big-time O-linemen, watch out. I agree with that. And look, you had 3 guys that had a start in the NFL last year. I think Charles got a start, Lloyd started, and Damian Lewis started. C. King says, I don't know about skills in the country. That's a bold statement. Ask the NFL. Tasha Thibodeau, good morning, Tasha, from the Real LSU Nation. Called you on my way to work. Great gathering. Absolutely, as always. C. King from the Talking Tiger Sports tells Ryan, I'm speaking on the program in general, how we produce them. Very true. Darren says Sully would be a mistake in my opinion. Yeah, I don't want Sully. I mean, but that's me. But Scott Woodward likes hiring people that have won national titles. We'll see. Well, look, let's see what they do today, and we'll go from there. David, last one. David says Sully number one ranked. I'm guessing he's trying to say in preseason, and in same boat as LSU 0-1. So wide lateral move to Paul 2.0. I don't know that. Daniel D says good morning, AYSers. Lonnie says good morning, all. And LSU Colby says Rudy Poo baseball game. That's very true. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. We will see y'all again Monday. Got a big week in store. It's a really, really big week. We'll get back on track. Till then, guys, y'all have a good night or have a good day. Peace out.